Mirana can pick up a Spirit Vessel. It's I actually don't mind seeing that item on this kind of hero either. It's actually quite nice, believe it or not. It's one of those heroes that tends to get a lot of vessel charges because you can easily leap in and out of team fights, and you're always kind of within range to find a kill or two. So you wouldn't mind seeing that from the Mirana if they were going to go ahead and pick that up. But RR, their fourth pickup now. They're using some reserve time here, and we're going to see some more cores coming out. Probably the KYXY hero right now, as they do tend to leave Alacrity's hero last, but you would definitely, again, like to see something other than the Prophet that can deal with the Morphling and can deal with the Queen of Pain. Just lock them down. But what are you getting?
If they didn't ban the Bat Rider, that would have been great. Like, we've seen KYX play that. It's just Reality Rift took it off in first phase.
Oh. So, core AA? Is that a core Mirana or a core AA now? Or even a core Treant? I don't know anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, there is some flexibility here from Reality Rift. I have a feeling it should be the offlane KYXY Treant, but he might be on Mirana as well. I don't think the AA is going to fit in for mid. It's not a very Alacrity hero, and the matchup is kind of rough. So there is flexibility here for Reality Rift. The issue is they don't have last pick. So they're going to reveal their hand before GeekFam finishes up their draft anyway.
Let's see how it works out. We'll see the LC ban from the side of GeekFam. So they seem to assume that there is still an offlaner missing here for the side of Reality Rift, and I can't really disagree with that. It does appear that they are missing some kind of offlane. I do agree that it could be that Treant Protector off that I believe we saw it from Ice 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 a couple days ago. Mind you, that was Ice Ice Ice. And there's a very strategic kind of way of playing that offlane Treant. I don't know if it's going to pay off for RR, if that's what they plan to do, but at least for now they've got us confused. One final ban out, now they do ban out the Void Spirit. What are you giving Alacrity here?
The issue is, like, the TA is on the pool, and we know Alacrity plays a really strong TA. It fits in with the speed of the rest of the heroes beyond maybe the Troll. It's just that if you pick that TA here, GeekFam can put the Queen of Pain for Carl, pick a Cuckoo hero last, and suddenly that mid lane matchup is really hard to play.
Well, we could also see like the standard SF from Alacrity. You know, it's one of those heroes he's just very comfortable with. But no, he goes for the TA pick. Okay.
Yeah,
you already talked about it. I mean, the quap's already there. Not to mention, you could just choose another pick that does well up against the TA if you really want to run that offlane quap.
Yeah, it's Look, Alacrity plays a mean TA, right? Like, he sets the tempo for his team. He just goes for the Desolator Blink and starts running around the map. This is really important for RR, as with one of these support-like heroes going to be core, you are going to have to play a faster game, while those spells are a bit more useful. So there's this tighter timing here for Reality Rift. GeekFam closes out with a Pango, so I do believe we're going to be seeing Carl on the Quap. No, still a Cuckoo Quap and a Carl Pango down in mid?
That kind of works though, right? Because Swashbuckle takes care of Refraction, and Lucky Shot, Disarm is going to be infuriating for the TA. All she does is auto-attack people, right? She can't do anything else. It's definitely a different way of dealing with the TA, but you didn't have the Ember, you didn't have the Bat Rider, so you had to find some other form of, dealing with that Refraction. And ultimately, how could you say no to the Pangolier, John? It's just such a good hero in this current meta. I like it. It is indeed going to be that KYXY Treant Protector. They are going to run the POS 5 AA and, of course, the mid TA, the POS 4 Mirana. Treant Protector offlane. Again, we saw Ice 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 run it. He made it work. But it's a very specific strategy you're running there. It's not as simple as we run offlane Treant and it just works. It's not.
No.
It will buy time, though. Right? That's the strength of the hero. It really applies a lot of pressure, especially when you have that meteor hammer up. You're just constantly pushing in towers and waves. That should give space to Drew and Alacrity to get that farm up they need. But you're playing a farming game up against a hero like a player like Raven, who we've seen over the past couple days. He farms very quick. He's very, very good at farm efficiency. And of course, Carl and Cuckoo will be making the space with him along with Zephyr and Whiteman. It's going to be a very, very interesting match to start us off for the day, John. And we'll see if RR can pull off their first victory.
Yeah, they've got a lot to prove for us, and this lineup is a big shakeup. So I do like seeing this different mindset coming out from them. I think they've got a couple of solutions for what GeekFam's bringing out anyway for Reality Rift. Like, the AA might have seemed strange at the fourth pick, but it deals with that Morphling. So you've got the ways to stop that natural regeneration already, and they just need to hit their timings. That's been one of the issues with RR. It's just when they choose to fight and how farmed they are by mid-game. Alacrity on the TA should be able to equalize that.
I do love the draft from GeekFam, though. It's so well-rounded, this Radiant side. It just looks very, very strong. Like, you even look at the team fight potential there. You've got the Egg, the Echo, the Rolling Thunder, the Sonic Wave. So many things to worry about.
Yeah, it's a lot that RR has to play up against, and the key part I think for both sides is really the laning phase is going to be pivotal. For Raven, he needs to have good time and farm, of course. As the Morphling, you never want to fall behind. For Reality Rift, it's equally important for Drew, but again, I'd say the key thing for RR is really a lack. He has to have that good time mid, and if he doesn't, he has to have those stacks in the jungle just to find that catch-up farm. I'm sure Carl will not make that easy. You mentioned it from draft, but you lose your refraction, and if you do get disarmed, then you're really just not doing anything in that lane.
It's rough. It's definitely going to be a bit hard here for Alacrity. Because you always have that jungle to fall back to, but we've seen over the past couple of days these position 4 Earthshakers. Players like Zephyr will just follow you across the map, just soaking XP and trying to steal your farm from that jungle. And so it's not going to be that easy either. As Alacrity, if you are forced to go into that jungle early on and just try to get farm and XP that way, Zephyr will probably make the rotations and just follow you down. That does make it very, very difficult if it does end up that way. So I do believe they are going to have to really help Alacrity win this lane. I'm kind of looking over to Hustler here on that Mirana, who I'd expect to make those rotations and try to land some nice arrows in that mid lane. Perhaps win the regen war here with Carl and just give Alacrity that bonus he needs to really secure the lane up against the Pangolier. Not that he can't do so anyway, right? There is a chance Alacrity does beat out Carl anyway, but it's just not that easy.
No, definitely not. It can be tricky. I'd say level 1, the TA should be fine. You have to contend with Swashbuckle, but you're not going to be bullied out super hard. It's by level 3, where it can be a lot tougher once you have a couple of levels in the Swashbuckle and the Lucky Shot up and running. So we'll see how hard that lane escalates as time goes on.
Okay, well, XY being a bit cheeky here down at the bot lane, trying to get some early harassment out onto Raven. Is copying a few tier 1 tower hits, but he'll just regen through them. And the horn will sound. The bounty runes, of course. It looks like it's already going to be a 2-for-2 trade as GeekFam, they are going to go ahead and secure the top bounties. And the side of RR will do the exact same down at the bot lane. So a 2-for-2 trade very, very early. Neither side really wants to fight this early on. Carl mid lane actually committing Swashbuckle already just to be able to get in front of the creep wave again to get a nice block off. I love that little play. Most people don't really think about using Swashbuckle like that, but it does allow him to at least even out the lane, as Alacrity did have almost a perfect block off. And with that now, the mid lane will start up. And Carl is already taking a lot of harass out with this these side blades.
Yeah, it's still a range advantage for the TA, right? Like, Carl has to come up close to find last hits, makes it easier for Alacrity to line up his own shots to uh, bleed right through, and Carl is going to have to eat through his shared tangos really early.
That he will. I think that's the right way to play this, but bot lane, KYXY, already ends up finding Whiteman and does take his courier with him. A very, very early first blood, but I believe that was off the back of Hustler and a 5-second arrow. Very well played there in the off lane, and you know, that's the thing, if they can keep that up, if they can just do that over and over again, this off lane could be really, really successful here in mid lane. The Pango dropping very low, Carl barely surviving because he did eat a Fairy Fire, but up at the top lane, the Earthshaker now falling low, Zephyr. My goodness, everyone's just dying across the map. Drew almost falls as well on the Troll.
Yeah, I'm loving the aggression coming out from both sides, but RR is most certainly stepping up their laning phase. We have not seen them trade hits like this in a while, especially in that bot lane, but this early aggression should give them the space and momentum they need if they maintain it.
Carl is just taking so much harassment right now from Alacrity. He's trying to give it back. He is leading in terms of CS, at least for now, but it's just the regen he doesn't have, and he's trying to farm up a bottle. But he is about 500 gold away from that bottle, so he's going to have to play very, very carefully. Expect a rotation from Zephyr soon into that mid lane, but it looks like he's kind of occupied right now up at the top lane. As you look at Cuckoo, he's been struggling a bit in terms of HP as well. And in all fairness, it's not that easy when you're up against an AA support. So you can just spam that Chilling Touch. And it does do a fair amount of damage. In fact, poor old Zephyr's going to have to cop some now.
Yeah, it's like... It's not easy, especially since Drew can trade hits as well with his ranged axe form. You can see Cuckoo just drop. He has to go for Shadow Strike and Blink to maintain that lane, but you're not seeing that aggression that you tend to see from Cuckoo early on.
Well, Zephyr, nice courier snipe there, gets the wand of Drew. Nuts was following him down, but doesn't quite end up reaching in time. GeekFam, pretty much every hero on their side is low in HP right now. Hustler and KYXY chasing down Raven as well on that Morphling. Hustler, he holds on to the arrow, he won't quite throw it out. So it was easily dodgeable. But so far, lane domination is here for RR. In fact, a nice arrow there onto Whiteman. Of course, Whiteman does have the Icarus Knife, so he will be safe. But mid lane again, Carl. Man, this man is really playing on the edge right now. He is forced to run back to the fountain, but he has bought his bottle. That's really all he wanted. And with that, he should be able to sustain himself in this mid lane.
Yeah, it should be easier for him to find that, well, find some regen at least. The biggest thing is that Alacrity is still finding the lane he wants. We talked about the Pango being a key counter pick to the TA, and it really doesn't feel like that. Alacrity's still finding that early farm.
Well, that's true, right? That was the whole point of the Pangolier pick in the first place, is to try and shut down the TA. That just has not been the case, and Alacrity, he just mans up. Carl does not get lucky enough with lucky shots early on, and Alacrity takes full advantage, and again, those side blades. Just an absolute sniper here from Alacrity. Still, Carl will continue to sustain himself. No rotations coming in to help out this Pangolier as of yet. Meanwhile, top lane Cuckoo's going to be chased down here by Drew, but he does have the blink up. So Drew won't even bother chasing him down all the way. He'll leave Nuts to that. But you look at Cuckoo's farm on that Queen of Pain. He's currently sitting at only 11 last hits. Really just continuing to struggle, unable to find anything. And in all fairness, Zephyr on the ES just can't help.
Yeah, there's not much presence coming out from Zephyr. He can't go up to trade with a support because Nuts will just slow him down and apply a lot more magic damage on top. So our Shaker is probably not having as much impact as you'd expect, although it looks like Zephyr will rotate down mid just for a bit.
Is it too late though? Like, Alacrity's level 6 now. He's gonna try Alacrity again, just dishing out so much damage with those side blades. My god, Carl. Again, we'll have to bottle up. You need that Rolling Thunder if you intend on trying to kill off this TA, and Carl was only level 5 at the time of that rotation of Zephyr. Alacrity now just thinking about going into the jungle for a bit, but looks like he will start putting traps down to secure those power runes. It's going to be very, very hard for Zephyr to actually break the gap without a smoke. So he just sticks around, tries to secure the power rune top. It will be an Invis rune, and that'll mean Zephyr won't be able to claim that. But it's not like he has a bottle anyway. Alacrity is just going for the treads into the blink, so he doesn't really need the power rune. It's just a lot as long as the Pango doesn't get it. Meanwhile, at the bot lane, KYXY is also going to fall very low, but he will just living armor and go back into the lane.
Yeah, it's, one of the great things about this off lane for Reality Rift is that even if KYXY is not completely farming here, it's never safe for Raven in that lane. There's only so much he can really pull out as the Morphling, because there's the threat of Hustler's Arrow or KYXY with a big right clicks and Raven.
Oh, Arrow connects, but he got the Strength Morph off in time. He'll be alright. Or will he? He's still being chased down, Raven, but again, just the Strength Morph will keep him alive. Raven has still been securing quite a bit of farm on that Morphling, currently sitting at 33 and 7. But I've got to say, KYXY has been doing a great old job on that train as well. Currently sitting at 31 and 5, and now another arrow from Hustler doesn't connect this time around. They are really trying to slow down Raven the best they can, but now Zephyr's going to rotate in. Wyman Icarus dives as well. Great Fisher block there onto KYXY, but he is Tree and Protector. He'll just jump in the tree line, and now Wyman, he'll be in trouble, but Hustler can't finish the job off. And with that, has to be careful. Zephyr is still willing to fight. Raven has waveform in 1 second, but now Nuts shows up. They'll turn back around. Arrow doesn't connect, but here comes KYXY with that Nature's Grasp. Cold Feet as well. Zephyr falling. Raven, however, going after Hustler, will actually leap in with that bottom form. Still KYXY keeping Nuts alive, and now Drew's joining in. Raven, he's going to be in big, big trouble. He has no way out of this, and he is stuck up. He will end up dying. Nice rotation there from Drew. They kill off that POS 1 morph, and with that, they should be able to secure the T1 tower.
I love that early rotation from Drew. Even though he's leaving a basically free farm lane, he understands it's really key to shut down Raven. We finally see punishment for that morph, and they're not letting off with the aggression.
Yeah, KYXY, he just keeps going on to Whiteman, trying to force out that Icarus dive, and he does get it. Now, Cuckoo is going to rotate in with Carl. Drew is in huge trouble. He does have Battle Trance, but no! Zephyr with the Enchant Totem just stunning him up long enough, and now Nuts could be in huge trouble as well, and he will definitely die. Great rotations out from Cuckoo and Carl now. This has left Alacrity in the mid lane alone though, and he has been forcing in that tier 1 himself. And that's the trade-off. You protect that tier 1 bot, but you take so much tier 1 damage in the mid lane.
Yeah, and even if RR lost Drew there, Alacrity has just had so much time to free farm that he's inching very close to either his Blink or Desolator. It's going to be really good timing for him, and that just means he's going to be a lot more active on the map earlier than you'd expect, which means RR will be able to get off that aggression a bit sooner than you'd want.
Well, Raven has TP'd up to the top lane, but Drew just going to fight. Try and get that Morphling out of his jungle. Poor old Raven, he's just got that Morbid Mask with the 2 Wraith Bands right now. Still trying to build into the treads. Again, his farm hasn't been too bad at all, but they are starting to lock him out of certain areas of the map. Which does make it a little harder for this Morphling. The bot lane, Cuckoo. Trying to get aggressive there onto Nuts, but he will blink out. Now Carl will just swashbuckle in. Does miss most of the strikes. And with that, GeekFam back into their own jungle.
The surprising thing for GeekFam is just how slow of a start Cuckoo has had. His farm is severely behind even someone like KYXY's, and he did have a rough top lane, but this does mean our Queen of Pain is not going to be as itemized as you'd expect early on. So Cuckoo's farm has most definitely been pushed to the back, and this is concerning because you've got the Shaker. So at
Oh.
some point you will give Zephyr that time to farm as well.
Well, apparently I've been disconnected from the game as well. Well, that's nice.
Ooh.
It's paused anyway, right?
It's unpaused now, but it's
Okay.
okay.
All right. I don't know what's going on with these servers.
It's a battle pass overloading it, Mike.
Probably is, John. Dota has been very laggy as of late. It's kind of been ridiculous. I hope
Yeah, it
they
has.
fix it sometime soon. I mean, this battle pass is meant to last a lot longer than usual. You'd hope they kind of, sort this out.
Yeah. And speaking of item timings earlier, Alacrity does have the blink. So he is able to just jump in if he wanted to and start helping out his team. Not quite up there with the Desolator, but he is top of net worth anyway. So this is a very great start for our TA.
And Cuckoo's going to find out the hard way that Alacrity is going to be down at that bot lane. They'll start forcing in that T1. We are at the 11.5 minute mark after all. Carl will try and do the same thing, but Drew pops the battle trance, gets no ensnares, however. Still going, Carl though in that Rolling Thunder feeling safe. Now Drew in a very awkward position as Raven is around, but here comes KYXY TPing in with his teammates. Not only do they take the tier 1 bot tower, but they protect their top tier 1 tower and their POS 1 carry.
Yeah, this is an issue for GeekFam. Their lineup doesn't push all too well. They're relying on the raw right clicks of Raven, and beyond that, they just don't have any inbuilt push capabilities of their own. So every single time RR goes for a play like that, they will be able to shove out just a little bit better.
But you are getting close to that point where the blink is coming up on Zephyr. He has already saved 1.4k net worth. And soon enough, he'll have that blink and he'll initiate for the side of GeekFam. But for now, they'll just have to weather the storm that is coming. In the meantime, Alacrity's going to go try and farm up that Desolator. Of course, Drew's been farming very, very well on the Troll as well. Only second in net worth to his own TA. And he is going for the Diffusal build this game around, which I actually don't mind. Because it's one way to deal with this mobile kind of, these mobile kind of heroes. You just drain their mana and they can't really do anything. Though, bot lane, Nut's going to be in trouble now, getting rolled on. Cuckoo will jump in as well. They are taking a while to get this POS 5 AA, but they do finally get him.
Yeah, and this should allow GeekFam to pressure that bot tier 1, but you take a look down mid, Alacrity's setting up to push in that mid tier 1 as well.
These aren't worthwhile trades for the side of GeekFam at all. In fact, they're not even going to be able to find that bottom tier 1. That Living Armor's just making it way too hard, and now Arrow doesn't land from Hustler. And RR, they are going to back off again, but they are really starting to take over map control.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They've really taken over in terms of net worth as well. A 3 to 4k advantage coming out. A lot of that is riding on Alacrity, but that's exactly what RR wants anyway. Again, you're inching closer towards that Desolator. That just means a lot more damage flying out here, and it just makes it harder for GeekFam to engage. They're still waiting on that blink from Zephyr. As you mentioned, he is ever closer, although
Alacrity trying to go onto Carl, and the damage he's dealing is kind of insane. That's without the Desolator. Poor old Carl, just not having the greatest game on this Pangolier thus far. Gonna have an even harder time because Alacrity is one Mithril Hammer away from finishing off that Deso. Now we do see a Moonlight Shadow coming out. Hustler, he's gonna rotate up towards that top lane. Just goes on a bit of a warding mission. And that's really it. He just wanted to place that ward down and back out. They're not actually going to try and go for anything. We do have another disconnection, though, and this has been a very consistent thing over the past 2 days, unfortunately.
Oh.
I wonder how many times it's going to happen today. It was kind of ridiculous how often it happened yesterday. And for once, it's not really an SCA thing. It's more just a Dota thing right now. It's
Yeah, it's
just being very, very unstable.
yeah, it's the servers have been loaded. A lot more people playing, of course. Want to build up and crawl through the cavern and such. So you would expect that. Still, GeekFam, 200 gold away for the Blink and Suffer. You look at Raven. His farm has really been kept in check. We're much more used to Raven having that free farm, but he hasn't had the space. It's been really shoved out well by Reality Rift, and you take a look at those tier 1s as well, Mike. All of them on RR side are pretty much full HP, down to KYXY, just healing them up constantly.
Oh, it's pretty standard for a Treant Protector to do this. It's one of the real strengths about that Treant is just not allowing the other team to take any form of map control.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That max living armor gonna make it very, very hard. Like, you've got to group up as 5 if you're GeekFam and try to take a tower together. But considering they're behind in farm now, it's just way too difficult. Especially considering you look at Alacrity, he is 3k ahead of that Morphling right now. You try and take a team fight into that TA, she could just wipe you. And it's only getting worse.
yeah.
He's got the Deso coming out, and now you've got the defusal out on Drew. They're going to try and come down to that bot lane and try to defend this up against Drew and TA. They will back out. Now the Deso up. Onto Cuckoo. They'll avoid that Queen of Pain. And Carl's been trying to apply more pressure onto that T1 mid, but again, it's just being regen. It's just back up to full HP again. It's just no problem.
Yeah, it's Reality Rift really maximizing that Treant. The one thing RR hasn't been, well, pressuring as much. I mean, the farm of Raven's still kind of hurting, but it's still building up. So the Morphling is still somewhat
Alacrity.
keeping up in farm.
Smoke. Straight on the TA. Nice Fisher coming out. Zephyr jumps in as well. They just want to try and blow him up. Echo as well being committed. Ice Blast flying through. Alacrity. Sonic Wave. No. The refraction was there in time. He's still alive throughout all this damage. Can he die? He will eventually, I'm sure. Overgrowth comes in though. KYXY. They're going to go for a fight. Drew jumps in with the Meteor Hammer. Onto 3 heroes. They will find Nuts. But Carl and Zephyr both end up dying. And Drew is still chasing down Whiteman. But KYXY, a great overgrowth, and then an even better Meteor Hammer to fly out, and Arrow? Not going to land on anything. They did find the kill they wanted, but it does cost them.
Yeah, that was a lot of commitment for that TA. I'm sure Reality Rift, they're not going to mind too much, mainly because Raven wasn't around there to feed off that kill anyway. So the big hero from GeekFam doesn't get to benefit from that. And as long as that's the case, RR, if they trade a couple of cores for that, that's perfectly fine. They still find Carl in the end and keep him down. So still a substantial lead here for RR, and you already see Alacrity, of course, earlier on, queuing up the BKB. So that's not going to be a major issue for too long now.
Well, dust onto KYXY. He was already in the tree line, so they won't actually find him. Now RR's. They're smoked up together. Another pause to fly out. This is while Alacrity is taking the Roshan. And, we've seen a couple pauses during Roshan timers. That's one by one, Cuckoo says.
Crash, right?
Hey, it's happening to me on the stream, so it's I can't disagree with them. I mean, the viewers are seeing what's happening. I'm sure it's the exact same issue that I'm copying. We'll get back into it. Of course, it's a quick reconnection. The Roshan's still happening while the rest of RR just smoked up in that Radiant Triangle. Hustler will spot out Whiteman. Does get the use off into the Arrow. Now the Cold Feet to follow up. Do they have enough damage? They do. But here's Carl. Rolling Thunder is going to be there onto Nuts. Nuts going to be in quite a bit of trouble though. No, Carl, what are those bounces? He will eventually get the kill anyway. But Cuckoo, go to the Roshan pit, sir. They don't realize it's happening.
Oh, man.
Because it's only 18 minutes into the game. They had no idea that this was actually going on. And I thought perhaps finding those heroes in their own triangle would have given it away, but They must have assumed it was just wards being placed by the side of RR. And now they go up to that top T1 tower. Drew will easily clear that out.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Zeph is waiting in the tree line. He does have his blink up, but he needs 9 seconds for that echo.
Top tower is under attack.
He can get in there before his tier 2 tower does drop. He's got to watch out for KYXY though no. Echo Slam straight onto Drew now with a great Sonic Wave from Cuckoo. But again, the overgrowth onto that Queen of Pain Zephyr. He will die. Now the Queen of Pain goes down as well. Drew is not done. Still chasing. They'll find Whiteman in the egg. And nobody dies on the side of RR. Everybody lives. They're still going for more. Hustler gets a Yules off into the arrow again. And Carl will go down with his team.
Oh man. GeekFam, that was the blink reveal for their Shaker. Not quite it. There was a lot of patience coming out from Zephyr. He did wait for... I mean, he was trying to wait for the creep wave. It's just that it kind of died before he could go in. So, a missed opportunity. And GeekFam, the best thing that happened for them is that Raven wasn't caught up in that. So, he's still finding farm. He isn't going for the shotgun build. He's actually opting for the Ags and the right-click build with a Manta first, which makes sense. You've got the Shaker on your side. You might as well go for a bit more of a right-click focus. That does mean the build-up is going to be a bit slower. You're not going to see the Ags very quickly from Raven, considering that the map is shrinking.
It is very true. Raven's just trying to do the best he can, though. He's got that Manta up now. That should speed up things a little bit, but RR are holding a 10k net worth lead. It's only going to get harder. Like, you can see KYXY, he's never going to let these waves push in. Once they have that Meteor Hammer up, it's just constant pushing out of waves. And RR are yet to lose a T1 tower in this matchup. Meanwhile, mid, Alacrity going onto Carl, who's still copying a lot of damage through that Rolling Thunder, but he will barely get out with his life intact. But he is not having a good game at all on this Pango.
No, it's been consistently hard for him from the laning phase, which we expected the Pango to perhaps pull ahead a little bit. Just never happened. Alacrity, when he's given this TA, just makes it work every single time.
Fire Spirit's flying out there from Whiteman to slow down Alacrity a little bit. You gotta look at Drew as well. He does have that 10-second BKB up. So they're more than happy to fight, considering they still hold on to the Aegis. That's gonna be another tier 2 tower slowly being whittled away here. Arrow, oh, it's perfect from Hustler and Alacrity.
No.
Just jumps in. An easy kill.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be tricky for GeekFam to defend now. They will hold the high ground, and they have pretty decent high ground fight. It's just that Drew already has a BKB. I believe Alacrity is just about 300 or so gold away from his own BKB. So these two big cores will have a way to ignore most of that control as long as they pop that BKB first. And GeekFam's already been struggling without those up. Once those are up, it's just you just don't have the control anymore.
Yeah. It's looking rough.
Dire are scared.
12k net worth lead now for RR. It's only going up and up. Now an Orchid is going to be there for Alacrity, feeling like he doesn't even need the BKB yet. I actually agree with that. I do actually agree with that Orchid as well, because it's going to be a great way of dealing with that Morphling. The smoke out from GeekFam. Hustler did get scouted out there, but they don't really want to make the jump on that Mirana. Scan comes up on the high ground, but how do they get up there now for the side of GeekFam? They're going to try, but Drew breaks the smoke. Echo is there from Zephyr, straight on top of the Troll, trying to blow him up, but no, he won't die. He gets the Battle Trance off in time. Now onto Zephyr. A nice egg, however, stunning him up, but he had that BKB anyway. Cuckoo is there with the Sonic Wave, not doing enough. Now the Ice Blast supply through, and the Overgrowth is there from KYXY, catching 3 out. They are going to lose Carl on the Pangolier, and they also lose the Phoenix. They just can't kill anyone. Nobody's dying on RR.
No, it's just really tricky. They got the initiation before the BKB went off. Still not enough. And RR just, again, allowed to find a couple of kills, force out ults. They're in a really good position to force the high ground if they wanted to, but they did lose the Aegis to just it expiring. So maybe they want to play it a bit safe. No rush.
No rush at all. You look
Ah,
back to
it's,
Raven, he's still trying to get that Aghanim Scepter up. That could be the game changer. But oh, Drew ends up finding Zephyr in his own jungle.
It's just GeekFam needs to try to find space outside. They're just really not able to, and there are very few areas for them to be on the map. You know, they're stuck on the high ground for the most part. If they want to play in the opposite jungle, they could. It's just that, you know, if you run into an enemy core, you don't have any way of getting back up.
Well, matters are getting worse. The Spirit Vessel is there now on Hustler. So you got the Orchid there for Raven. You've got the Spirit Vessel now for Raven. Not to mention the Ice Blast, of course, from Nut.
Worthy tribute.
Raven feeling like he needs that BKB afterwards, and I wouldn't disagree with that. Just needs every kind of defensive item he can get right now. It's not really about having enough damage here for GeekFam, it feels. It's more about how long you can sustain in these team fights. Up against that Treant Protector, like KYXY is just keeping everyone alive.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much for GeekFam to deal with. We've seen it multiple times with Drew in front. They just blow all their ults and it's never quite enough. So they just need to kind of outlast as well, and that will help massively, but you still have certain issues to watch out for. Like, you look at Whitemon on Phoenix, you tend to see a little bit more EXP going to that hero, but he's stuck at level 9 at 26 minutes in. So that's still a level 1 egg.
It is really easy to take out. It isn't very often you get to see someone suffering that much in levels, but that is the case. And KYXY, he's playing this perfectly, John. He is not allowing any form of tower push to happen. They still haven't taken out a tier 1 tower. You just had 3 heroes up at the top lane doing nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. We're at 26.5 minutes in, and all these tier 1s are still up. They're not even making a dent. And this is exactly how RR just needs to play. They're playing the stall game. Sure, the Morphling's somewhat finding farm, and Raven is just about to finish up the Ags. Everyone else is suffering hard. You know, it's still a 17k deficit for GeekFam that the rest of the team just can't compensate for.
Oh, Alacrity's got some god tier items as well, John. He's got the Imp Claw on top of his Imp Claw with Meld Strike. He already crits for 500 without the Meld being there. So when you add that Orchid and the Meld on top, I mean, someone's really just going to get blown up and deleted from these team fights. He should be able to crit for around 800 to 1,000 damage just alone with that. He is going into the Bloodthorn next as well, so that's only going to amplify things even more. And GeekFam, they have grouped up as 4 top lane. They are going to try and make this push happen. They've got the Aghanim Scepter up on that Morphling now, so Raven feeling confident. In fact, never mind the push. They're going to smoke up now, running back towards their own bot lane. They know where RR are at the moment, so they want to try and deal with this Rift side. Abyssal Blade just coming up on the Troll as well. They're going to run straight into each other with the smoke, but Moonlight Shadow has been popped. Raven will spot it out. Arrow going to hit a neutral creep there from Hustler. Alacrity jumps in. BKB there just in time, and now Raven, he's in big trouble.
Oh, no.
Nobody's there to help him out. They just ran off.
That was supposed to be an Ags reveal. It just looked like a Morphling melting to me, Mike.
That it did. And with that, Roshan going to be very, very quick. They have got so much control right now on the side of Reality Rift. With the Aegis and Cheese up, they're going to be feeling even more confident to try and make a high ground attempt. At 20k net worth lead. You've got to ask yourself, where was this team yesterday? Or, excuse me, the day before yesterday.
Where was this team the past month? You know, RR has been on a very long, rough streak, and looks like they've finally broken out. This is a very great showing from them. And if they can keep it up, I don't see them losing this game. They've just got to be careful about losing a couple of kills, but GeekFam has not been able to find that opening anyway.
Cuckoo's running for his life. Oh,
No.
Abyssal, he didn't blink out. Cuckoo not realizing the Abyssal was up. He does finally get the blink off, but now Nuts is there.
That hardly hurt at all.
Oh, Cuckoo, you can't hold on to that blink like that, sir.
It looked like he was just standing around for a bit. Like, he literally wasn't doing anything for a while, not even moving or attacking creeps, so I'm not sure what was up with that, but that was definitely not a kill that RR should have been able to take.
I do believe it was just he didn't realize the Abyssal was there. He was going to try and juke it out. Now the tier 3 tower pushes upon us. Cuckoo doesn't have buyback gold, but he'll be up in about 10 seconds. And they do force out the glyph, and that'll be enough for RR. Still more farm to be had. No need to rush this. GeekFam,
And
they are still trying for that top tier 1. They just can't get it.
yeah, it's just healing right through, and Drew finds another kill. You've got the blink up on KYXY as well, so he
Raven.
can just jump in.
Raven, Ice Blast connected
Oh,
on
no.
that hero. The Morph in trouble, getting stunned up
Oh,
as well. The
no.
Starfall. And now Alacrity gonna end up finding Zephyr. It is falling apart for the side of GeekFam this game 1. And even
Oh.
down in the mid lane, Drew, he just popped Battle Trance to try and kill Carl off. Carl does commit the Rolling Thunder to get away. They are still looking. Alacrity will barely miss out on trying to go after that Pangolier. But I think it's back to the high ground now.
Oh, for sure. Like, there's nothing stopping RR. They know they can blow up these heroes. They know they have the control. Again, you've got the blink in KYXY. He doesn't have the overgrowth in a while, but you've got the upgraded Orchid now, the Blood Torrent up on Alacrity anyway.
They're going to delay things. They do have a Heaven's Halberd there, so Carl will disarm
Oh.
the TA, and now Nuts just way too far forward. Cuckoo gives him the tip.
Whoops. That's a strange spot for our AA to be at, and that's enough to stop RR's push.
They do still have the cheese available, and the Aegis for that matter. Perhaps the Aegis timing may be running out fairly soon. You did definitely want to try and make use of that Aegis if you are the side of Reality Rift, but well, for now, GeekFam will be the ones to actually smoke up. KYXY was nearby. Won't scout anything out yet. He's trying to secure that Arcane Rune, but Carl will go ahead and take that. Now, KYXY still standing there. Moonlight Shadow going to pop out. Nobody knows he's right behind them. Nuts is going to be the target here. Raven jumps in as well, and they do get the AA. But now the rest of RR are coming in. Alacrity jumping straight in onto that ES. Zephyr, he can't survive that much damage. Now KYXY holding everyone else back with the overgrowth. A great sonic wave out from the Quap. Is it enough though? They're still trying, but here comes Drew. Abyssal out on Carl. He will disarm the troll, but it doesn't matter. Alacrity's still there, and now the Phoenix trying to get up, but no Hustler. He has the Yules. And that is going to be another 3 heroes going down for the side of GeekFam. And RR, once again, we try for the high ground.
They've got the numbers advantage this time. Even without Nuts, I think he can just kind of launch that Ice Blast from far anyway. That's probably all they need him around for. So you've got a lot of leeway now to force this push.
Carl? Oh, Cuckoo, what are you doing? He does yours up.
Oh, man.
Purges off the silence. Now the Ice Blast. He will survive.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Still that Rax. in trouble. Aegis will expire. Zephyr jumps in, but the Echo is not great. A decent Fisher out. Raven jumps in as well, but Drew is happy to just man-fight this if he really needs to. They'll jump in with the Rolling Thunder. Carl will continue chasing down the side of RR. They focus on KYXY. They get rid of the Treant. It looks like RR may not be willing to fight. No, Alacrity, he just turns around and Carl just melts. And Whiteman, he will also go down very, very quickly. They are still trying to jump on the supports, but now Drew gets a bash on Cuckoo. He will blink away, but dies mid-blink. They'll lose Zephyr as well, and it looks like the only man left is going to be Raven on that Morphling. But Alacrity is on a triple, still going after the Ultra kill. Raven is not going to make it easy. He will TP out of there and will be safe. But you look at that mid lane. They are pushing in the racks. Will they realize there's no buybacks left? They'll just go for the safer play. They'll go for that top racks. There should be 2 racks up for RR. Yules coming out now on the morph with the arrow. The Ice Master fly through as well. And the Meteor Hammer. He's just perma-stunned. And Hustler secures the kill. GeekFam should lose more than just 2 Raxes now, as they don't have that Morphling. Luckily for GeekFam, no creeps are around here for RR, but no, they do come in the mid wave. This really should just be Megas.
Yeah. Like, either Megas or straight into the tier 4s. RR, they've got a lot of space to just get that done. They've got the Overgrowth up and running as well from KYXY for teamfight control. So they could just make it happen. They're going to go for the safer play and taking that last Rax first.
Well, you've got the Echo back up in 10 seconds. Jump there onto Hustler. He will leap out. But they do glyph up, and RR may not feel like they have enough time. You've got 20 seconds till that Morph is back. Carl, Rolling Thunder. Not being used up yet. He just continues to disarm this troll, being very, very frustrating with that. And now they do blow him up. A great kill out for GeekFam. Ice Blast, gonna fly through onto Zephyr, but Carl is still going. Raven is up in 4 seconds, but the rest of RR, they have backed out. And GeekFam will be satisfied with the troll kill and just holding on to that final lane of Rax.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate for RR, but this does keep GeekFam in the game. They've still got a lot to work through, though. It's a 32k advantage for Reality Rift at 36 minutes in. And I'm sure Reality Rift will use this time to try to farm up, maybe look for certain items to be finished up. You do see the Dagon up and running on Hustler and a Hex on Alacrity. So additional control, additional damage coming out here for the Dire side. And GeekFam, not much really to build into just yet.
They might actually end up finding Alacrity. Outpost being taken, but Arrow going to come in. Zephyr deleted by Alacrity. They understand how much stronger they are right now. They are refusing to give up control. Meanwhile, the top lane, Cuckoo's trying to push in the tier 1 tower. That's not happening. KYXY's around. He is just... he is the bodyguard of these tier 1s. He is not letting it happen.
It's 37 minutes, and all the tier 1s are still up in full HP. This is just bad news for GeekFam. Even if they find a couple of these fights, if they don't pick off KYXY, they're not going to find enough objectives to make up for it.
Well, they can still hold on. GeekFam, they have a chance. Like, what is that? Oh no, Dota Plus says there is no chance. 0% apparently for GeekFam. Alright, I was wrong.
There's the Roche as well. It's just gone. Ags on the deck. It's going to be... Who's Ags? Alacrity? Not KYXY? Okay.
No,
so
no,
the Ninja...
Oh, he is actually taking it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Ninja. The Ninja comes out. There you go.
We Naruto now. Alacrity.
Oh, God. And there's some pretty nice deep traps here if he wants to go for a very wacky play.
Definitely could. Very, very sneaky. But a smoke out from GeekFam. This could be their last-ditch attempt. Rolling Thunder out. They did spot out KYXY, but he's in that Moonlight Shadow. Where's the detection? They have it now. KYXY, he will blow up. Egg is there, but they've lost Zephyr. He'll buy back on the Earthshaker. GeekFam trying to just kite around, take the high ground advantage for themselves. Drew is not done. He'll continue chasing. Who do they go on? Yule's going to be there onto Carl. Ice Blast to fly through. He does swashbuckle out. Hex is out, but a great fish run out from Zephyr. Now the Sonic Wave. Where's the Echo Slam, however? Zephyr, he's still not really around here. He does finally come in. Jumps in now with the double stun, but Drew is willing to fight back. He does commit the Echo now, but Nuts, he is still alive. They continue to perma-stun up this troll, but it doesn't matter. 3 dead on the side of GeekFam, and Zephyr will be the 4th. The only man left standing is going to be Raven on that Morphling, who tries to skip the creep wave. He won't get away with that. Instead, he'll TP back to the base. And that is their final buyback on GeekFam being expended. Jumping in, Hex is there and Cuckoo just dies. Raven, it's him against the world now. He's going to try his best, but he gets bashed straight away. This game is over. Tips flying out. GG has been called. Carl has seen enough. And RR, they are looking fantastic going into this this series for game number 1, John. A 50k net worth lead.
50k net worth lead, all tier 1 still standing. This is the RR we've been looking for since Birmingham. You know, it's been a rough showing for them. They're finally back. We'll see if they can carry that momentum into game 2. GeekFam, you know, they've got to find a solution for that. We'll see if they'll let that Treant Protector go through in the draft.
Yeah, all props to KYXY. I would really say he's the reason why his team really put off such a dominant victory. Like, if you can't even take one tier 1 tower across a game in your GeekFam of all teams, that's insanity to me. They did not find one tower. That's how hard KYXY was working to protect those. Nevertheless, it is MLP Dota and JohnXFire. We'll see you guys back in about 10 minutes for that second game.